Alrighty. Well, welcome. We on?
Yep.
All right, good. We got this filming on YouTube. Hello. I know I gotta like walk around like this, so I got like two cameras up here, down here. It's my workout for the day. Guys, we're gonna do another video on Instagram Live. Instead of Coach John, we have Hannah Coffin right here. We're gonna kind of do a progressive series from what we did last week, and this is gonna be up on YouTube, and I'll share the link with that in a little while. But to get started, we're just gonna get right into it. Hannah, get into your plank position for me. So we're gonna make this a progressive effort. So we're gonna hold the plank. We're gonna go into toe tap, reach forward, 8 rounds. 1, good, reach, and reach. Good. Now, as Hannah's doing this, what you don't want to see is a lot of twisting in the hips. So Hannah, try not to let those hips twist when you reach. There we go. There we go. A little bit more progressive. So if you find yourself twisting a lot, have your feet start up a little bit wider in the reaches. All right? That will provide a little bit more stability. Good. We want to do this as a core opener. Toe tap, reach, reach. We're not trying to blast through it. We're not trying to get through as many reps as possible. We want to take our time and get the body warmed up and ready to roll for the session. And Hannah, where are we at?
This is the last one.
All right. On your back, single leg bridge, choo-choo tempo, palms facing the ceiling. All right, palms facing the ceiling. Single leg bridge, one knee up and down, smooth and slow, no pausing for me. Go slower on the way up and slower on the way down. Good. No pausing on top. Let's just go for 8 to 10. Again, we're not trying to get as many reps as possible. We just want to wake the body up. So while Hannah's doing her single leg bridges, if you look on the previous YouTube workout, we did a core opening for the workout, and then we got into kind of a total body lift. And inside of that total body lift were 4 or 5 or 6 exercises that we did in a series. We're going to do that today, but we're going to change up the tempos. All right, switching legs, smooth and slow, 8 to 10 reps. Again, if you're on Instagram Live right now, this will be up on Instagram Live for the next 24 hours. Otherwise, you'll be able to pop over to YouTube. And John, you can show our fancy camera. There we go. That's our fancy camera for our YouTube. Guys, we don't have all the equipment in the world. We don't need all the equipment in the world. We're just doing very simple work. Right back into that single leg bridge. And then Hannah, you're going to go on all fours with an 8-pound dumbbell into a reverse fly. Knees on the ground. Good. Smooth and slow. Perfect. Good. Trying to keep that left chest a little closer to the ground. There we go. So we're just pivoting off. Again, you've probably recognized some of these exercises from the previous sessions that we've done, and it's now becoming our warm-up versus the workout. Right? Try to keep that weight a little bit further away from you. Good. Smooth. There we go. And it's all right. If one side is stronger than the other, that's totally fine. Just up to my hand, perpendicular to the body is all we need. You're going to have a strong side, and you're going to have a weak side, especially when you're brand new. So it's all right if you can only get 8 reps on one side, but you got 12 on the other. On your back, crunch position, feet up, knees bent for me. Feet up, knees bent. Fingertips at the ears, elbows wide. A little bit more purpose with the toes, and up and down, smooth and slow, and push and pull with the feet. Up and down, and then push and pull. There we go. Smooth and slow. We're going to do 6 rounds, all right? Up and down, push and pull. Good. Again, we don't want to push so far away with the legs that we cause pain in the lower back, just a little bit. And if that causes any pain in your back, well then don't do the push and pull with the legs. Just keep the feet on the ground and just focus on what's happening here. All right, so the core opener is done. It's just enough to wake up the body. It took about 4 to 5 minutes at the most, but now we're ready for the session. So we're going to need a few things for this. You're going to need to grab gallons of milk on either hand or some heavy dumbbells. And Hannah, I'm going to have you grab 2 dumbbells. I'm going to have you put, for the first round, put them at your side. And we're going to go on a 2-2 tempo. Down, 2, up, 1. Down, 2, up, 2. Down, 2, up, 3. That same tempo without pausing on top. As soon as you're at your apex, you're perfect. You're going back down again. 5. Smooth and slow. So this is a 2-2 tempo. 2 seconds per motion. Each repetition takes 4 seconds, 10 reps, 40 seconds. All right? And then from here, we're going to go back into that single leg bridge. Good. On your back single leg bridge. Right into the single leg bridge. And we want to go from exercise to exercise. Palms facing the ceiling. 1 foot in the air. Good. Smooth and slow. 2-2. And we're going to go for 10 repetitions. Good. Again, the reason why you want to open up your palms is we're sitting at our desk all day, especially now. We're home. We're on our phones all day. Opening up the palms to the sky is going to open up the chest and get a little bit more relaxation out of the top. Right? Number, where are we at? All right, switch it up. Smooth and slow. Good. And if this is too intense, you can always go to a double leg bridge and just 1 round. From here, we're going to go into a push-up. And that push-up can be on your knees, or it could be on the feet. I'm going to have Hannah go on her feet with her feet a bit wider than where she was in her plank position. And again, 10 per side, 2-2 tempo. Good. Push-up position, feet a little bit wider than your hips. Smooth and slow, hands a little bit wider than your shoulder blades. Good. Smooth and slow. Down, 2, and up, slower. Hips up a little higher for me. There we go. You don't need to go as low, okay? We're going to go 10 repetitions on here. You want the hips and the chest to move at the same time. But if your hips start to break, that means you're losing connection to the plank. And we don't want to lose connection, so you have to keep that connection. If it breaks, you dip down to the knees. Hannah, where are we at?
E.
All right, 2 more. I think in the next round we might end up going to the knees, and that's all right. That's the adjustment, the regression we need to make. And on your side for a side plank. 1 foot over the top. Good. And you're up. We're going to go 30 seconds. Or if you're at home and you don't have a good way of looking at a clock, count slowly 10 breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. If you do that efficiently, it should take you about 30 seconds per side. All right? Hips up a little taller for me. There we go. Now squeeze the cheeks so the hips come forward. Good. Perfect. Now we're not looking at a clock here, so we're going to roughly estimate 10 breaths on one side and then 10 on the other. All right, and rotate. Good. The top leg comes over the top of the body. Good. It's very easy to let the hips twist either direction. All right, so you want to make sure you are vertical, one hip directly on top of the other, and you're squeezing the cheeks, right? You don't want to be in your side plank like this where your butt's behind you. You want to squeeze your cheeks, lock the legs out so your body is a straight line from your shoulder, your hip, your knee to your ankles. All right, so everything in this is more of a strength block. You're stable. You're going to be able to lift a little bit more weight than normal. And we're going to go into a bench over row on a 2-2 tempo with one arm. Bench over row, hands here, 2-2 tempo, chest a little bit lower, butt a little bit higher for me. Go slower on the way up. You're going to tuck that chin down. That way, you can breathe a little bit better. If you're always staring up, you're straining at your neck. Wherever that chest is pointed, that's where that face should point as well. You should never be looking up like this or squatting, right? We want to have that face point in a neutral position where our chest is pointed. Smooth and controlled.
Is 10 on these?
Yeah, just 10. We're going to go 10 reps for every exercise in this workout. Smooth and slow. Good. Good. Putting pressure through those heels, not just the toes. Smooth and slow, not letting that shoulder dip down to the ground, keeping connection with my hand back here. There we go. All right, on your back with the 8-pound dumbbells, we're going to go into a skull crusher. Now, for those of you at home, if the skull crusher is too heavy, you can put the weights together. But if that's too light, separate the weight. All right, go ahead, hand on your back, feet down, knees bent. Weights are directly above your head, going slowly down for 2 and up for 2. Good. And we don't need to go all the way down. We just want to go a little below parallel. Right there's good. All right. Just so this tip of the dumbbell goes towards the temple. We don't need to go all the way down to the ground. Good. Keeping that connection. Good. 10 reps here. All right, so this workout is a little different than what we've done in the past. Now we're combining the two concepts of core opener and total body workout, but we're changing the tempos. Hand on your feet. We're going to go into that beginning series, but instead we're going to change the tempo. It's going to be a little bit more explosive. So you're going to be in a squat jump position and land and pause, right? What I don't want to see is your knees collapsing. If this is too aggressive for you at home, right, you're going to go down, pausing, up and back down with a pause here. But if you can, try to do the squat jump. Right here.
Weights?
No weights. No weights. No, just body weight. Just body weight. All right, so squat jump. So hold. 1, 2, jump. Soft landing. Landing in the low squat. Holding longer. 2, jump. Hold. 2, jump. Hold. 3, jump. Hold. 4, jump. Hold. 5, jump. Hold. 6, jump. Hold. 7, jump. Try to land a little bit lower and a little softer. There we go. One more. And push up, bridge position on your back. So if you're seeing this at home, you don't have a ball, you can use soup cans. One soup can under either foot. But we have a ball here, so we're going to use that ball.
Flat or
Achilles on the ball. Palms facing the ceiling. Hips up first. Hold that position. Roll in, raising the hips up high, and then come down slowly. Up with energy. A little bit of a pause. Down slowly. Up with energy. Hold. And 3. Up with energy. Hold. And 4. Good. All right, so we're just trying to change the tempo, change the intensity, and change the intent of each of the exercises. We're in series 2 of the workout, and we're going to go back. Once we're done with all these exercises, we're going to go back to series 1. Walking quick, holding. And notice how when the ball is rolling in, the hips also rise at the same time. Where are we at?
That's 10.
Good. Push-up position. This time, whether you're on your knees or on your feet, whether your feet are stacked, whether one foot's in the air or on the ground, you're going to go as fast as you can with good technique. You don't want to let those hips twist. All right? 10 reps. Here we go. Good. Again, a different tempo, a different position. Good. Good adjustment. You don't need to cross those legs. You can keep those toes on the ground because we don't need to engage the hamstrings right now. We're just focusing on the chest. Hips up a little higher for me. And can we go a little faster? There we go. And from here, we're going to go into a V-up crunch, a V-up sit-up. And we're going to do 10 reps. Hands over the head. Up tall, and up. Good. 1. There we go. So again, if this is too much, one of the exercises that you can do is hands here and starting up tall. Or if that's still too much, because this makes you fall backward, keep your hands out in front. Right? If this is still too much, put your hands behind you. Different regressions, different progressions, depending on where you find yourself. All right, bench over row. This time with both hands. Chest down, pulling, quickly.
Weights in both?
Both hands, yep. Oh, no, we can go a little harder here. Come on now. Come on now. We're going faster, so we should be able to lift more weight. Chin down. There we go. No pausing, and back into it. We're going to do 10 reps. 4, 5, 6. Good. Nice flat back. 9. One more rep. And 10. Good. Chest press position. We're going to use those same weights. Going to be on your back. Weights directly above your chest. Feet are going to be in the air. All right, knees are bent, feet are in the air. Weights bent here. Weights straight up. And you're going to let the elbows come down to the rib cage and back up again. Up to 8 repetitions. This is heavier than the skull crusher. All right? So we can lift more weight. Good. I know Hannah's working because I can hear her breathing hard. Where are we at?
5.
Good. 6. Good. Now, if this became too much, you can always put your feet on the ground. Good. All right, we're going to take a 30-second rest. So we had our first series. It was a 2-2 tempo, a little bit more of a strength round. Everything was smooth and controlled. We focused on a squat. We had some hamstring exercises. We had some chest exercises. We had some stomach. We had some back exercises and some tricep exercises. For the most part, your entire body. And then in the second series, it was a little bit more powerful, right? A little bit more explosive. And anytime you were going faster, as long as you're not adjusting your technique or your form, then you should be able to handle a little bit more weight safely. Right? But right now, we're going to go back into series 1. Hannah's going to grab those weights. We're going to put them at her side. We're going to go back into the Choo-Choo Squat. All right? And 5, 4, 3, 2, down, slow, up, slow. Go ahead. Good. Chin down. As you're going down, that face is pointed to where that chest is pointed. And when you stand up, it's pointed straight ahead as well. Good. And you have the advantage. You got the camera right there. Just make sure those knees don't collapse when you stand up, right? We want to make sure those knees don't do this. We want to make sure they stay strong. And you have good power through your glutes and through your hamstrings. Number, where are we at?
9.
Good. And 10. That's about 40 seconds. On your back, single leg bridge. Then we're going more into that strength idea. Palms facing the ceiling, knees in the air, 2-2 tempo, smooth and slow, don't jump. Good. Get full extension through the hips. Good. And you can try to relax through the hands. What makes this hard today, especially for Hannah, is that she actually had a workout today. Even though it was a simple session, it was still effort. You want to do your best to lift on the same day you do a speed session, or possibly the day after. You don't want to do it before your speed workout, and you certainly don't want to do it the day before, if you can help it. Good. Smooth and slow. 10 reps per leg, 10 reps per motion, about 40 seconds per exercise. If you notice, it's probably triple or quadruple the amount of time it took her to do, or it's taking her to do this versus the previous series, which is more powerful. It's only going to take you 8 to 12 seconds to get all that work done. All right, push-up position. We're going to go on your knees this time, and we're going to do the 2-2 tempo out of the push-up. Hands a little bit wider for me, wider than you think they should be. All right, toes are on the ground, smooth and slow. Go ahead. Slower on the way down. Down, 2, up, 2. Don't go as deep, but go a little bit slower. There we go. Down, 2, 4. Good. Keep connection with the hips and the chest. That means squeeze your glutes, flex the stomach, using your stomach muscles to help you in this exercise. A push-up is a moving plank. That's all it is. Good. Relaxing those hamstrings. From here, we're going to go into a side plank. 30 seconds or 10 slow breaths. Go ahead. Good. Get into a position that you're comfortable in.
I'm slippery because I'm sweaty.
That's all right. That's all right. Sweating's good. We don't often get too sweaty up here in Flagstaff. Dry air. You guys, notice how in this session we don't have a lot of weight. We have a few dumbbells, or if you don't have any dumbbells at home, you can use gallons of milk or water. Those are 8 pounds each. We're doing very simple work, but Hannah's working really, really hard right now. Go ahead and turn. And for those of you watching on YouTube, John is off to the side here. I'm not just talking to a wall. This is on Instagram Live right now. Squeezing those cheeks, hips are forward, rotate the top. There we go. You want to make sure you are on top of your body versus angled off to the side. You don't want to have any major compensations. All right. Squeezing those cheeks for me, keeping those hips pressed forward. And single arm row. This time we're going to use a 10-pound. We're going to go a little bit lighter. Single arm row, 2-2 tempo with a 10-pound dumbbell. Feel a little bit wide on the hips. Chest down, butt high, smooth and slow, times on. Good. Smooth and slow. Tuck your hips underneath. There we go. Good. Now Hannah's in a position right now called Cathy Cat. Means she's got a little bit of curve in the lower part of her back. Can you tuck your hips underneath you? There we go. Now her back is flat. All right? We don't want to have this huge curve where we're stressing the lower back and keeping the chest up tall. We want to have a good flat back. Smooth and slow. Good. Again, each one of these is taking about 40 seconds to get through. Good, good position. Then you can lean forward. There we go. And still have a flat back. Good. Number, where are we at?
7.
All right. And skull crusher. 8 pounds, probably just fine. If you don't have any weights, you can use a gallon of water. Just make sure it's a sealed one or a gallon of milk. Just make sure it's sealed and grab it from side to side.
That could be nice if it just
That is
comes up
true.
on your face. You really cool you off.
All right. Palms are up. Weights are directly above the shoulders. Feet can be up, absolutely, so long as you're stable, right? The tendency is to want to have that weight go over the stomach. You don't want that. You want it to be on top of the shoulder. Good. Good. Number, where are we at?
That was 4.
Good. Towards the temple versus the cheekbone for me. There we go. We really want to isolate that position. And we're just looking for 10 reps. All right, squat jump with pause. We're going to go right into it, guys. Squat jump with pause. This is going to be the last power block. And then we're going to go back into the core closer. Squat jump with pause. We're going to pause for 2 seconds and hold, 2 and 1. Hold, 2 and 2. Good. 3. Good. You can land a little bit softer by getting into that position a little bit sooner. Holding, and 5. Good. There we go. There it is. Good. And good knee position. The knees aren't collapsing as you jump. Maybe a little bit, so make sure you're pushing pressure on the outside here. Good. If you notice that you're jumping and you're landing like this, maybe jumping and landing is not safe for you. Maybe you need to focus on just coming up and down quickly. All right? Bridge with a ball. Again, if you don't have a ball at home, you can use 2 soup cans. Calves are up. Palms are facing the ceiling. Hips are up first. And in with a pause. Good. And down slowly. When you come in, you can come in with energy. Holding and coming down slowly. And notice how those hips are rising as she brings the feet in. It's not feet and then hips. They are working in tandem. They're working together. Good. Smooth and controlled. Every once in a while, when I'm doing this, I might actually get a tricep cramp because I'm pushing down to the ground so hard. You want to try to relax your upper body as much as you can. Number, where are we at?
9.
All right, 1 more rep. Good. Now fast push-up. Transitioning. Once you have the series down, you want to be able to transition quickly. Fast push-up. No pauses. Hips up a little higher for me. There we go. Good. Hips up a little bit higher as you go down, keeping that pressure on the chest. Number, where are we at?
7.
All right, a little bit more with those hips. A little bit more. Good. All right. V up, sit up. V up, sit up. Arms above. Legs are long, and we're trying to come all the way up. And again, if you can't do that, it's all right. We can go into this position. All right? Good. Good adjustment. We want to protect the back. Right? So don't do an exercise. If you're following along at home, don't do an exercise that's going to hurt that back. We want to protect the back. Again, this is a progression from what we did last week, or some of you have done earlier this week, but just because it's a progression doesn't mean it's appropriate. We want to be safe. Bent over row, 2 arms at the same time with the heavier dumbbells. Flat back. Good. Chest is tall, back is flat, arms out, and explosive chin down for me. Good. 3, 4, 5. Good. Keeping pressure through those heels. Even in here, it's common to let those knees collapse, so you want to make sure you're keeping pressure on the outside. All right, and we're going to keep those weights for the chest press. Yeah. Now, technically, the push-up and the chest press are very similar, but the push-up is a moving plank, and the chest press itself is a little bit more localized, right? It's more of a power position. And the reason why we're doing the chest press and not bench press style is because the push-up is already in that plane of motion. All right, weights are above that chest. Good, separation. And if you need a little bit more stability, you can go ahead and put your feet on the ground for me. Good, that will make all that weight go right through the chest, and you can go a little bit faster. 2. As many as you can, up to 10. All right? We don't want to go more than 10 in this workout. If you can get 15 or 20, well, maybe you should consider picking up heavier weight or progressing the exercise so that 10 feels more appropriate. Where are we at?
8.
Good. I'm going to shut you down there.
Yeah, that's how much I did last time.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. We don't want to do more than the body can handle. We're going to take about 30 seconds just to relax and breathe. This is your time. If you want to grab some water, absolutely grab some water. But again, we did a strength and then a power, and we stacked them on top of each other. It's a little different than what we presented earlier this week. But now it's time to close the workout with the beginning 4 exercises. It's a good way to consider it as a cool down. So Hannah, come on over. Let's get back into that plank position. Come on back to that plank position. Feet a little bit wider than you would normally want to start. Okay, hips are up. Good. Now, this is as narrow as I want you to put your feet. You can go wider when we do the toe tap, but don't go any more narrow than that. All right, toe tap. Good. Toe tap. Reach. Reach. Good. Now, we're going to do 6 of these. So you want to make sure that you are focusing on that intent, that you're not twisting those hips as you reach, right? We want to keep the body stable, right? You're going to have some, but you don't want to overextend. And if your body is twisting too much, like it's starting to compensate, it means the weight is getting a little bit heavier and your body's trying to recover. On your back, double leg bridge. Palms facing the ceiling, both feet are on the ground, toes can be in the air, and we're going to go 10 to 12, smooth and slow. Good. Smooth, going slower on the way up. Now, we want to think about this as a cool down. We don't want this to be too aggressive. Good. 10 to 12 is just fine. Good. Where are we at?
7.
All right. Apparently I'm rushing you a little bit. It's all right. Good quality work doesn't have to take forever. You can get a great total body workout in about 30, 35 minutes, which is about what this is, maybe even a little bit less. On your knees, reverse fly, using the 8-pound dumbbell. Again, you want this weight to be perpendicular to the body. Smooth and slow, good. Don't hit me with the weight, there we go. And you come up as high as you can without compensating. Good. Can you get that weight a little bit longer? Maybe you don't come up as high, but that's okay. All right, good. Try not to hit my hand. There we go. Good. If you pull up too much, you're compensating for the weight being a little bit too heavy. Unfortunately for Hannah, all we have is 8 pounds and 3 pounds. We don't have the 5 pounds.
It's the middle ground.
Yeah. Good. It's so much stronger on the right side, but don't pull that shoulder up. Good. There we go. Purely isolating right through here. Good. Smooth and controlled. And crunch position. We're going to do the up, down with the shoulders and push and pull with the legs. And again, for you, if the push and pull with your knees or your feet is too, exposing your back too much, you're causing pain, just don't do it. You can keep your feet on the ground. Good. There's a lot of different ways you can progress or regress an exercise. And one of the ways that this is too easy for you, one of the things that you can do is put a small ball right here, or something that is going to focus you to keep you from. Well, the mission is to not let it drop off your legs. All right, guys. So listen, that's it. That is the workout. Hannah's a sweaty mess right now, but that's good. It's good. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for joining in, Hannah. Thank you for coming and letting me use you as a guinea pig. John for filming. And for you guys at home on YouTube, hopefully you did the first series of exercises, and this is your second video. Stay tuned for more. We're going to try to get as many of these for you as we can as the weeks progress. So stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy your time.